Alright, I'm going to make this video because this shit's kind of hard to explain. I can share it more. Really, I'm not saying to like have your shit like this. I'm just kind of making this to show like what I did. And really, I kind of want this as like a way for me to talk about it a little bit more with people. So if you find a better way of doing shit, let me know and I'll change the way I'm doing it for sure. But here we go. One of my biggest problems that I've been having with this shit is on different skills you can put your weapon on there, and then that will switch, that'll arm that weapon when you hit the skill button. And that's cool, and that's kind of how I wanted shit set up initially. But the thing about that is you have to go through, if you have like 30 different fucking skills, you have to go through and change out your weapon every time you die, or like you have another polearm, you use another staff. So I wanted to fix that, and I also wanted a way to have a lot more skills, to use a lot more skills. So although you can stack skills in this, I wanted to have like a utility section and shit like that. So I basically am breaking one of the rules of Darkfall, and that is switching my column when I switch my weapon. But in this game, it does it so fast because they updated the UI that I think it's acceptable. So I have the different buttons set for my weapons over here. I mean, obviously you can put them wherever the fuck you want. The caveat of this is you have to make it go to the column where you're going to have the skills for this weapon. And I have this guy over here, so this is my starter weapon, because if I don't have a weapon here, say I drag this guy off, if I don't have a weapon here, it will bring up the next one in line. So this way too, like if you die or whatever and you have your starter weapons, you don't have another weapon, your key bindings still work with your starter weapons, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. So to put this guy back on, I'm just going to put it here, rearrange him, and then this is the only thing you have to do. Boom, I'm going to put that to column 1 where I have my melee skills. And if I were to swap out that weapon, I think like because it's a different type. Okay, it did change it. So that's what you'd have to do if you were to use another weapon and you want your weapons to still like work with your skills. Just put it on there, change the column on that, save it, and then that works for all of your weapon skills. So it'd be the same for the staff, obviously. And what I did here is I have 3 columns for my different spells, and I'm thinking I'm going to do like my attack and like regular spells, probably utility spells here, shit that I'm not really doing in combat overly much, light, burden, all that kind of stuff. Then I have this area here for the other types of skills or whatever else. I'm going to bind 2 keys that have nothing to do with the weapon to skill or spell scheme. The real fucking bitch is this right here. This little bastard, you can't right click on it, so I can't add like a different, like a default of just like my leaf blade or something. And I also can't give it a column to go to when I swap my weapons. So what I'm going to do with this is, one of the cool things that they did with this shit is like I could have a different skill placed here, and it could be like a different weapon. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't been working out my one-handed right now, but for each of these skills, for the key that I'm going to be using, I'm just going to put my sword and board skills there. Like I'll obviously add it here. Here's my disabling blows. They're all going to be on 1 key. So I'll have like my power attack for my one-handed weapon here. And this all works because of this right here. I don't need to, you can't assign a single key to multiple things in this. The way they have it set up, it'll make you change it. So if I try to do like row 1, column 1 is numpad 1, I can't go to column 2, row 1 and put numpad 1. It'll swap it. But with these guys here, the GUI hotbar row, all of these keys are assigned to any of my current column. So that's why this ends up working pretty good. And so you can do a lot of shit really fast. You have to switch. You can do a lot of shit really fast, and then you're using basically the same keys. So whatever is like good for you. So like I put this shit on my mouse because I have the G600, but like I might be changing that to like I noticed they have the Q and E is like lean left and lean right, and it's kind of bullshit because I would really just like it in the old Darkfall where I could have that if I'm just running on my feet, I can still use Q and E. I haven't figured that shit out yet, but maybe you want those to be different keys. My point is, whatever keys that are the fastest for you, those are what's going to be able to work for your 1 through 0. Go fuck yourselves. Let me know what you think. If you can make this any better, let me know. Bye bye.